Hello there, Stephanie Cameraman, the Stock Whisperer, here to tell you the weekly whisper for this week, starting tomorrow, April 2nd. But before we get to this week's, we got to go over last week's huge dark pool levels because they're still in play for this week, so many of them. So let's start with the SPY. Last week, March 25th, I put out that we were watching that 264.46 level. That was a 53 million dark pool level on the SPY. And on March 27th, we did have a massive move down through that level. However, you can see we still held this 200 moving average. Those computers are still buying down there at that level. So I'm going to be bullish if we can break above 264.46 this week. You can see we tested it at the end of the day and then could not break above. However, if we can break above tomorrow, then I'm going to be bullish on the SPY and stay above that. The next big level above that is 267.74. That was a 35 million level. We measure the dark pool levels every week. Usually we get about 6 million, maybe 8. Heavy is 10 million and higher. So you can see that these were pretty heavy levels that will probably play print pong. On IWM, the Russell 2000, we were bearish below 153.29 last week. 150 was the key level, and you can see we held that level and bounced off of that. So these are the levels to watch this week. 153.28 again. That's massive. That was a 6 million level. Now, normally with the Russell, we may get 1 million. So 6 is pretty big of dark pool activity. Bearish below 148.11. All right, that's a really, really key. I will become uber bearish, but as long as we can rise above 153.28, I will get bullish for the Russell. Now let's move on to the NASDAQ, the QQQs. We were bearish below 162.67, had a nice pullback on this. This week, we're going to be watching 160.26. Let me just draw a line right there. Very big level. This was a 9.6 million. Normally on the Qs, we may get a million or so, so that's a really big level. And the next level up is 162.30. Okay, that was an 8.8 million level. So these are really key to watch. Let's move on to gold. So IAU, we were bullish above 1294, had a little bit of a pop, could not stay above that last week. Instead, we retraced back to a very old, heavy dark pool level, 1271, and we held that. This is so key to watch this week. If we can't hold it, we'll most likely go back down to 1255. That was that other massive dark pool level. But we did get big prints on GDX this week. Unusual. We have not gotten big prints on GDX in a really long time. In fact, the miners have been lagging the gold. Things might be changing. So just keep your eye out. We're going to be bullish on GDX above 22 this week. We had prints just below that at about 21.70 area. So we're going to definitely be bullish above 22. Also silver, massive prints on silver this week. USLV, $9.81. We had a big print, 750,000, like right down here. So I'm going to be bullish on this guy above 10. And then we also had really big prints coming in on silver at 1536, really big. 3 million came around this area. I'm going to just draw a line here last week. So going to be bullish above 1550. I like to see it break above this 8 exponential moving average and close above that. All right, these are really swing levels. When we can close above these levels, we're going to get pretty big moves if it's buying. All right, if it's not, I'm going to be bearish below 1525. Let me just write that here. Bearish below. I like to be prepared on both sides of the trades because We don't always know if it's buying or selling, but as long as we stay on the right side of the tape and stay disciplined, we're going to do really well. XLF. Let's talk about financials. We got some pretty heavy duty prints coming in on XLF this week at $27.19, $27.17, about 8 million. So I will be bullish this coming week. We usually have big splashes on this, so I like to wait a couple days or so before entering. I'm going to be bullish above 27.75. If the XLF can close above that, I'm going to definitely jump into financials. You don't have to play the XLF. It's a little bit slow. You can play Citibank, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, those guys. But I definitely would watch this as a major level. We also had really big prints on Square. Yeah, massive prints. 49.14, a 700,000, 49.24, another 700,000. So I'm going to be bullish above 50. Yeah, if Square can close above 50, above those prints, yep, this could be the bottom. We had a nice bounce off the 50 simple moving average. Now let's go on to technology. Really big prints. Last week we were bearish on Facebook. This was an incredible trade. We had a big print at 163.38, and you can see Facebook came all the way down to 149. So let's just start with that one. This week we had some pretty big prints coming in at 159.10. So perhaps Mark Zuckerberg is buying now. We'll see. We're going to be bullish above 160.150. And again, I want to be above this 8 exponential moving average. If we can break above this guy, there's a lot of room to run. So that's definitely a key level on Facebook. But let's go to the technology ETF, XLK. We're going to be bullish on XLK above 67, and the reason I say that is because we had a pretty big print this week. Just move that right there. 66.99, and we moved down from that. So if we could break above 67, close above that, there's no more selling on this tech ETF. But let's go to Apple. Apple's been very active this week with prints. We had a 750,000 print at 170.15. So I'm going to be bullish only above 170.50. Let me just draw a line right about there. Yeah. Above the 8 will be, and actually you can see it better on a 5-minute here. 170.50. And I'm going to be bearish below 167 because we had big prints on Apple at 167.14 and 167.67, and you can see I wrote that down right here. So I'm going to be prepared on both sides for this trade. So bearish below 167. You can see it was pretty much closed as a doji, a pretty high volume doji. But these are such key levels in moving forward. It's definitely going to have a pretty big move coming soon. You can't stay sideways for too long, and as long as we watch these levels, that's really key. Let's go to Micron. We had a pretty big print on Micron at 53.89, 1.5 million. Okay, at 53.89. So I'm going to be bullish above 54, and I'm going to be bearish below 51. And again, this is definitely poised for a pretty big move, but those are really key levels based on the prints that we had. Because it moved down. When we got that sell print at 53.89, it was a great short. It moved down, but we would have to break above. I'd have to know there's no more sellers. That computer is no longer selling at 53.89 to put on a swing long for Micron. Let's go to NXPI because that's another semiconductor. And we had an unusual print on this week. You can see it touched down right at the 200 moving average. And we had a massive print, a 1 million print at 116.80. So I'm going to draw a line right there. So big prints have big splashes. Going to be bullish above 117.50, especially on a close for this. If it can close above that, stays above the print, yep, then that was smart money buying there at the bottom. But we also had a big print on the semiconductor ETF, SMH. 500,000 shares printed at 102.83. So this is pretty easy. I'm going to be bullish above 105. We tested it and pulled back. So if we can break and close above that, I like the semis on the long side. Let's just talk about two big guys, Amazon and Google. So key levels to watch for Amazon. We hit my lower trend line here. You can see this has been in effect for a very long time. I'm going to be bullish above 1,400, but going into next week, 1,450. Bullish above that, as long as we stay above that. If we went below 1,400, I would turn bearish. But right now, it looks like buyers came in. Google, another big powerhouse, 1050. Really key level. If it can break above this 8 exponential moving average and close above, you can see a lot of volume came in on March 28th. I'm going to be bullish above that. Now let's just go into the emerging markets because we had massive prints coming in on EEM. Brazil, Russia, India, China. That's the ETF. And we had 15 million printed. $47.20. We are above that. This looks like a nice rounded bottom. Gonna be bullish as long as we stay above 48 for EEM. But we also had a highly unusual print on ILF, Latin America 40 ETF. 2 million at 36.93. We are well above that right now. That's where the print happened. And I'm going to be bullish if she can break above 38 from here. If you're not already in this, bullish above 38 for ILF. Now let's just move to some individual stocks. AT&T. This guy, we had a million share print at 35.49. So going to be bullish above 36 for AT&T. A lot of room to the upside. Also Delta. Delta had some really nice prints at 54.32, 54.57. So I'm going to be bullish above 55 for a swing. We'd like to close above 55. Look at all that room to the upside. If Delta can close above 55. Let's move to Tesla. This was a phenomenal trade in my online trading room, the Java Pit. First, we had that massive sell print. I tweeted that out at 295 area. Then we had a buy print on Thursday, 255.98. So I'm going to be bullish as long as we stay above 255.98. I will be bullish for Tesla. If we break below that, I will turn bearish. Pretty easy. Disney, lot of prints coming in on Disney. Watch, this one's going to have a move soon. Now we're going to be bullish above 101.25. That's a key level because we had prints at 101.11. So if we can close above 101.25, really, really uber strong. However, we had prints also at 99.16. So I'm going to be bearish below 98.75. Let me just draw a line right there. Okay, so bullish above this line, bearish below that line. Consumer discretionary ETF, XLY, had some really, really big prints this week at 99.77. Just to kind of show you where those prints were here. We had about 2.5 million. And then we had another 300,000 at 101.18. So I'm going to be bullish above 102. I'd like it to break above this 8 exponential moving average. And then there's a lot of room to the upside, at least to about 104 before we hit those moving averages up there. And a couple more to tell you about. We had a lot of good prints this week. AMLP. This is the Illyrian MLP ETF. Really massive prints on this guy at $9.30. 20 million. Going to be bullish above 9.50. 850, and I'll be bearish below 9 on that one as well. In fact, let me just put that in there. LVS, Las Vegas Sands, had a really nice 600,000 print at 71.10. So we're going to be bullish above 72.50. That's the next resistance there. If she could break above that, going to be bullish. And last but not least is Ford. We had those massive prints down here at 11.10. We've been bearish below that. I was only bearish below 10.50 last week. Buyers came in, and now they came back up to test that print. So I'm going to be bullish this week. If we can stay above 11.10, I absolutely love Ford. So come watch me trade all day long in my live trading room, www.thestockwhisperer.com. Happy trading, everybody.
That's my secret. Gonna keep it my secret. My secret.